Oops. That's not this input select. That's the power button. Oh no, it's messed everything up. There it goes. Yo. Oh, did I even save my SimCity 2000 play? I'm kind of debating how much I actually feel like playing SimCity 2000. I like that it exists, but it's kind of bad. It's mostly an early morning. Why did that blink off? Okay. Weird. Anyway, I have to go to work in like an hour something. Not super early, but my sleep is kind of terrible. And I don't think I'm just gonna end up going back to bed. Been up since like 4 AM. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, good morning, chat. What is that AI doing? I guess we could put that there. How do we pop the rest of that, though? No, let's just do that. Does that work? Yes, it does. Took a caffeine pill, so I'm waiting for that to kick in. Maybe it's already begun to kick in. Went and took that and then had a shower. Just sort of lying around in a towel playing Puyo. It's 6:50 in the morning. I managed to get that paper done. No! I haven't even started writing it. I should have. I'm definitely making my life way harder than it has to be. But... oops. How much caffeine per pill? I think it's 200 milligrams. So like a good amount. In grad school, I used to have like 2 of them, wash them down with the coffee, and then go to lab. And like midway through the shower, you'd really feel it kicking in. And it was great. I mean, not necessarily objectively great, but at the time it was okay. Do they still make that Soylent coffee beverage? Because I remember I would get that, but it didn't really have a whole lot of caffeine in it, and I would just take another caffeine pill with that. God, I went through so many in grad school. Also, God, I can't believe grad school's like a decade ago. Since the start. Like, granted, the start and the end of grad school were like very different time points, but still. It's a massive chunk of my time. Oh, I'm bad at this game. Your heart would be racing with that much caffeine. That's because you're weak, and you won't survive the winter. Whereas I'll be here, sitting and stewing and sweating and shaking as my body hits 150 degrees, single-handedly able to prevent frostbite or any sort of cold chill. And I'll live forever. The end. You'll find me in a big puddle that I've melted out of the snow, like a big crater, solely driven by body heat. Good thing you live in the heat. No, that's a bad thing. Why would you want that? Heat's bad, cold's good. You heard it here first. No. Oh, my beans. I've ruined it. Is anybody else up playing Puyo? Not like in the chat, but on this godforsaken website. There's one Japanese player with no viewers. Seems about right. Do you know which Puyo it is at a glance? I don't want to encroach on his territories, so maybe I'll play something else. Oh, it's Puyo-tsu. What about Panel Japan? Oh no, why is the video capture doing this? Is it the HDMI splitter? Oh, it is. The light keeps going on and off. Let's see. Unplug that. Power cycle it. I guess it works now. God, it's so annoying how many things are just fixed by power cycling. Like, oh, this thing must be actually broken with a legitimate problem. Oh, never mind. It's fixed now. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. It's not like I want stuff to be broken, but it feels so anticlimactic. Alternatively, I guess it means you can just fix anything all the time. They gotta put out more of these mini consoles. I'd buy them. Or at least like an N64 mini. I'm sure the emulation side of that is probably a massive pain in the ass, but like, you know, I would take a new N64 controller made by Nintendo attached to an emulator for like 80 bucks, however much these mini things initially sold for. I mean, in a way, it's kind of surprising they even had a PlayStation 1 mini. I guess that's kind of the easiest console from that generation to emulate, given that they had, like, Bleemcast running Metal Gear Solid on the Dreamcast. What do you mean Bleem is still ongoing? What aspect of it? So wait. The company that made Bleem and Bleemcast and everything still exists in, like, the 2020s and is still emulating PlayStation 1 games? Is that what you're telling me? It's like one dude in the company springs out of bed, is made for this day, gets the call from Sony, like, hey, actually, we need you to make another PS1 emulator. It's like the premise of all those action movies. It's like, no, I gave up that life. Never making another PlayStation emulator. And he comes back. And then gets shot. How many people are watching AI Seinfeld? And is it less than 10? Sometimes I wish I just had a business, or like, oh wow, cheap viewers. Ask your doctor if IDXpatent.top is right for you. That almost looks like LGBT, and I wonder if it's supposed to. LG8T. But sometimes I just want to have, like, a cafe. Not that I know anything about brewing coffee or food service or running a business, but just because I want to have a TV and, like, sound system that I could use to subject people to terrible things. Just have a TV running with AI Seinfeld in the corner all day long. I guess I could just get a TV. Set one up in the lab. As if, like, anything would reliably run on the lab internet we've got. Yeah, well, I don't know. How much did the actual back end of AI Seinfeld change when they had to make it less Seinfeld-y? Because it was already, like, not even really using Seinfeld properties. I don't know. I don't remember. I know it had, like, some transphobic joke in it, but I don't remember if it was taken down for that or what. I feel like it kind of just died less because of the rebranding and more just being offline for so long. Like me, that at a certain point it's like, yeah, this is kind of stupid. It totally rots your brain, though. Like, I remember watching it and thinking, I don't know, it's strange. You have all these really brief non sequiturs, one after another. These conversations lasting like 10 seconds. And then going on to something else, and your brain just starts expecting content to be in that little bite-sized form factor. That when you like load up YouTube or, you know, read an article or something that takes more than like 10 seconds of concentration, it just feels weirdly foreign again. Which I guess is the appeal behind like TikTok and Vine and all of that. I say as if Vine has not been dead for 25 years. Remember when Twitter had that thing that fleets, I think? The, like, even shorter form, disposable tweets? That lasted for, like, a month. Like most of the new things that Twitter introduced. Let's see. You know, for this being set on very hard, I'm kind of surprised how well I'm doing it. It's 7 in the morning. Blame the caffeine. Or don't. puzzle fighter. I mean, does it look like Chun-Li? No, it's not Yoshi's Cookie, it's Tetris Attack / Paneled Upon. It's the cast of Street Fighter 3, even weirder than you remember. Oh yeah, it is Pokemon Puzzle League, that's right. It's kind of funny how many puzzle games they made that are just rebranded into other properties. Like this and Pokemon Puzzle League, or Puyo and Kirby's Avalanche. Or like any number of crappy porn mahjong games on Steam. Here's that tried and true gameplay mechanic, but now with the thing you like. Oh no, I've lost. I don't remember which one Trose was. I remember the commercial. But that's it. God, I wish this SimCity 2000 port was better. Also, I gotta clean these games up. I don't know why I have so many Bomberman games on here. Especially Panic Bomber, which is crap. The only good thing about this is A, the Jamaican Bomberman from the first level, and B, the Virtual Boy port. And that's it. Oh, that's right. This one. Every time I load this up, it takes so much effort to remember what you do. I mean, is this based on something? Is this some other, like, non-Bomberman puzzle game in actuality? Or did Hudson Soft specifically come up with this? I've already lost. It's not really playing. Never tried the SimCity 2000 SNES variant. Well, good news! It is the slowest thing you could possibly imagine. I always wanted to play that SimCity N64 DD version. Which is like a totally original game. I did fix the sound, yeah. There's some flag you have to set in the Super Nintendo. Hang on, take this towel off my head. Put a shirt on. It's so slow. I mean, the 64DD is kind of neat. It's one of those things that I feel like you can only really truly appreciate if you were an adult when it came out. You had, like, the RandNet internet service and everything. I mean, if you were just a kid and you're using it to essentially play big zip disks that store less than a normal zip disk, it's maybe less exciting, but like that, or say like the Dreamcast or whatever, you know, when you're at the point where you have your own credit card and can sign up for these internet services and actually make full use of the thing. Land of Freedom. The 64DD would have been great if they just, you know, built the system as the 64DD and did not bolt it onto the N64. Just make everything run on one of those discs instead of having some sort of cartridge. What is this map? I thought it was called Land of Freedom because they were going to make the map shaped like the US, not because it's all blank except for a lake in the middle. Yeah, it's got that one Mario Paint sequel that has that one track that everybody uses in their YouTube videos. And I forget the name of it. 64DD music. Mario Artist Studio. What is it called? I don't think it's the title theme, is it? That! Sorry, I dropped the controller. That. Drop it again. The soundtrack on these 64DD games, though, they're very good. Did I turn the volume down? I can't tell. It kind of reminds me of the soundtrack for Magic School Bus Explores Solar System, I think? Is it this? Yeah, this one. I have played Kirby's Dream Course. And then I downloaded Grump's Dream Course, which I've now noticed does not have the apostrophe on the S. Anyway. I wanted more levels on Kirby's Dream Course, and it turns out nobody made a ROM hack with more levels except this one Game Grumps themed version. It's okay, I mean, it's got a whole new set of levels. I was playing multiplayer with someone. I don't know if these are particularly good. I guess these are locked because they are. Let's see. Oh, I remember this one, actually. But yeah, like, if you're looking for more Kirby's Dream Course levels, the Game Grumps ROM hack is not that bad. God, dude. That's so perfectly clipped as well. What about this one? I don't know why this one is locked. I think romhacking.net is still up, they're just not updating it. I remember there was some sort of backstory behind that with conflicting accounts of what actually happened, but haven't really kept up. Yeah, that's right, I won that match by 1 point. from across the map. So good. It takes a while to figure out exactly how to play this semi-competently. Especially if you're trying to get somebody else to play it with you. But still, it's fun. The guy wouldn't work with the rest of the community and it fell apart. Wow. It's just like me for real. Oh, I wish I could make my own map, but I guess they couldn't put the map editor in here. Relieving scenery. Why do these all just sound like toilet euphemisms? Sound of stream, large lake, scent of sea. What is scent of sea? I guess, yeah. It's got an island. 1900. Do they have landfills in SimCity 2000? I don't remember if you had waste management in that game or not. I know you did in 3000. Oh, I have Goof Troop on here. I just don't know if I've actually played much of it. What is my name? Mayo. Oh no. Text entry with these on-screen keyboards has gotten so much better since 1995. There's no, like, button to just hold the shift key down. Go back between the different character selections. Dumpberg starts. The Congress is in a mess. Honestly, the Mode 7 newspaper is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a Ken Burns documentary, but much faster. I wish this game had more music. And it only really does if you click on something else. I don't know why I decided to go back and play this. They had hydroelectric power plants in 1900? I don't think I have any sloped terrain. Or sloped water. Is that some? No, it's just the corner of the map. And then the music just stops. problem is... There we go. The problem is... I hate building one of these power plants. Like, anything that's not green energy, I just feel like I've condemned that chunk of the map to forever be polluted. Is pollutive a word? It's pollutive, not like polluting. Oh, this power plant so much money. I can't sleep either. I guess it's called Dumpberg. This can't be placed on the end of the map. Why not? That's what you do. You put it on the edge. And then half the pollution goes to your neighbors. That's a certified SimCity 3000 tip.
Power plants are needed.
But I have power plants. To my town, it is only power plants. Maybe like light industrial? No. And I never like having industrial next to the water. I don't know if there's water pollution in this. Did polluting your neighbors do anything in 3000? Like, no, but... You know, if it puts out a circle of pollution surrounding the power plant, you can just put it on the edge and, like, technically you're not using as much of your own land. The trick in SimCity 3000 was just to, like, buy a bunch of additional power plants, sell the power to your neighbors, and then sell them all of your garbage as well. So you never had to deal with landfills or any of that. God, it took me a minute to keep looking at this and realize, oh, I've selected commercial. Like, it's so weird that they have RCI and then they're like, oh, the C stands for business. Abbreviated as bus. I don't know, I guess some light bus. Please. People crave industry. The idea that you have to put these power lines down on top of the actual things, the zoned area, is still very foreign to me. I don't remember if it worked like that in SimCity 2000 for the PC. I think I only played, like, SimCity 2000 once. And that was on stream. It's also kind of annoying that when you're putting the pipes down, it doesn't actively switch to the underground view. So you just sort of have to guess, unless you want to go through all the other menus. Oh god, I just played this last night and I'd forgotten how slowly it runs. Wait, why do these not... Do these not connect because it's across the street? God, it's been like a solid 10 seconds since these power lines even got power to them. I wonder what this is. I wonder if I'd have more fun with this if I turned the music off and just played the SimCity 3000 soundtrack over top. The elderly decreases. That's what happened last time. I don't even have any residential. No one wants to live in Dumpburg. I guess a causeway. What actually makes the music play? Oh, like clicking any of these? Apparently? The Dumpburg Marina. We have to have a residential area for the people working at the power plant. Do I want to blow that up? Does that even blow up? No, it doesn't. Weird. If I wanted to build that till here... No, you can't do that. Gotta blow it up. God, dude. Every time this one little music jingle starts back up, it's very funny. Here's your 20 seconds of music. Oh, these button inputs are so bad. Is that also the same sound they have for the zoo? Let me check. Hang on. Oh, it is. Not, actually. This game is only like 800 kilobytes, or the ROM at least. So I'm kind of surprised it has this many unique sound effects. I guess we don't need a power line right there. No. Maybe here. Okay. Can you put your own signs down in this one? On the Super Nintendo? I don't think so. I'm winning because you're here. Also notice that none of those zones I've put down have actually developed yet. They're just in progress. And there's no sound. God, what is this water pump even supposed to be? Like, what is that? There's no pollution. Why does the coal power plant not have a pollution thing? It just says it's got 50-year durability. Wow. It developed. Hey, there's a cloud that has, like, slightly different transparency effects on the edge of the map, maybe? Kind of? I can't really tell. It almost looks like it's casting a shadow at that, like, 45-degree angle. Please, residential, you have to develop. Is this crane just a thing that we made? No, it's under construction. That's kind of neat. It's got, you know, multiple bespoke graphics for different zones under construction. If the PlayStation version of this is this slow, it is nearly unplayable. Yeah, but if you bought a mini PlayStation, you were supposed to have homebrewed it. Pollution Watcher is mad. Why are they coming out of a Mario pipe? Subway plan cancelled. You don't know what a subway is? It's 1900. Too busy doing the Charleston. Recently, no need has been found, says a congressman. I don't even think we have subways. We just have rails. I don't even know where they would be. We don't even have airports yet. I mean, I guess we didn't even invent the plane in August 1900. Yeah, I guess the lack of analog on the PlayStation Classic is kind of bad. But, like, I think it's got more, like, tech horsepower than the other mini consoles, at least. Why is the dense business area a lighter blue than the dark, or than the light business? That's really weird. And why does it start with dense first? And why is it business and not commercial? Like, I can't get over that. Yeah, I know you can just get any number of little boxes that has a... I don't even know, like random Chinese chipset or even like a Raspberry Pi in it. Ugh. But I want a little piece of molded plastic that looks like a small thing that I remember from the 90s. I want to believe this little piece of plastic crap has some sort of soul in it, even if it's some other random Chinese chipset inside the Super Nintendo Mini. Oh, the lack of music playing consistently in this is driving me crazy. Hey, for $20 on clearance, you could have gotten a PlayStation Vita, or at least a Vita TV. Back in the heyday when they were still putting those out for 20 bucks on Amazon. The glory days of the PS Vita that nobody but me seems to remember. I'm just guessing with the pipes. Although I don't know why putting a pipe down like changes the terrain. What is it? This? No. No. Wait, who wants a 2DS? Also, wait, where is the underground? I still think the funniest thing about the 2DS is that it's just one big screen, that they put a little plastic thing separating the top and bottom screen to make it dual screen. It's a very funny joke. Oh, wait, what are you talking? Oh, 2DS XL. That's right. Wait, why would you want to turn roads off? Why would you want to look at the game like that? Oh god, it's so weird that it plays these random musical stings. Am I just stuck with this random piece of rubble land? Is that what that is? Can you zone on top? No. You can just keep zoning over top and spending $10 and nothing happens. Here. Oh, okay, well we can't put a park on it. I've just blighted this one square to never be useful for anything ever. Music, come back. Yeah. I mean, this area by the power plant, it's kind of just blighted land at this point. Is light industrial farmland in this? Do we need police? I don't know. Do we need a school? 260 people who live here. God, that's such a weird looking icon for the population. It's like an old man with a big beard who's also naked and sunburnt simultaneously. Yeah, we'll put the school there as a buffer. For the pollution. How's the Dumpberg budget? $1. Okay. Oh, none of these actually say what they're doing or how much they cost unless you select them. And they all just say 0. I would like a debate contest. Man, SimCity 3000 was really good. Because it had a billion ordinances. And they all had a description of what they did, and you could ask your advisors if they're good or bad. Such a good game. Look at the manual for that game. That was surprisingly chunky. Like 200 pages or so. All together in plastic rings and everything. Oh, I gotta go to work in like 20-30 minutes. Pollution Watcher is mad. Fewer cars on the road. Who has a car? It's 1901. Sometimes... Wait, what is the spacing on this? The roads at Dumpberg are in top condition. They say you can drive a car across the city without using your brakes. The reason for this is the density of the city and the sufficient number of roads and railways, one word, for commuting. Sometimes, new line, even the citizens who are rather critical of what Mayor Mayo PhD does evaluate his work and say, he is doing well. All mayors are dudes, you heard it here first. We could put a marina here. The Dumpberg Marina. Oh. You can't have a freshwater marina? Should I put a rail depot here? Does that increase anything in terms of like exports from the industrial sector? I can't really tell. I could try. No. I do kind of like, I don't know if I unironically like this or not, but when they have like these console ports of PC games and you know, you could adapt the controls and the interface to not just be a cursor clicking on buttons, but they didn't, and that's kind of good. I mean, it's very of its era. And incredibly clunky. Oh wait, none of that developed because it doesn't have power. Is there power running through the school? How does this work? Those lines are showing up as being powered at least, so I guess it's all set. What would the top export of Dumpberg be? I mean, I'm Mayor Mayo, so probably ketchup. Nobody wants commercial. How many people are in the Dumpberg school? No one. $8. kind of wish they would just have a little part of the interface dedicated to showing you how much money you're going to make every year. The Dumpberg School of Mediocrity. I'm streaming because I woke up at like 4 o'clock and was stuck being awake. Oh, what's that? It's the upper class condo. I haven't seen any 3x3 buildings get built. They've all just been 2x2 at the biggest. But I also haven't played this very much. God, dude. It's got like 4 musical stings and they all play constantly. Or not at all. How do I build to this? I probably don't need to spend all the money building over there. No. It's too much. I don't have any money. Or I do have money, but I don't have any income. Did anybody go to my Dumpberg school yet? No one. Out of 730 people, I don't have a single person. Lizard walks 613 miles home. Here's a random woman. After returning to her hotel from dinner, Quincy lost sight of her pet lizards. Oh, plural lizards. I didn't even notice. Pookie. She went home after searching for Pookie extensively, but without success. Yesterday, Pookie miraculously appeared at the door of her home. I thought it was the mailman when I heard the doorbell, an elated Quincy said. Besides covered with dirt from her long walk home, Pookie seemed very healthy. Wow. Dumpberg is known for crime. As a result of a survey of the capital G government on police stations, Dumpberg is in the first ranking in terms of the number of crimes in the country. According to Mr. Johnson, prevention of crimes needs more police stations. We did it. I love being Firth. Her pet lizards, Pookie. Yeah, that is kind of weird. It's an amalgamation of all of my lizards. Can't read the weather forecast. Oh wait, I can. But it's, wait, so it's up and down, it's not left and right. So if you go down, then you go to the left. The depression is approaching Dumpberg. God, dude, tell me about it. It will be cool and misty in the morning. Oh hey, they want to build commercial now. I'd like some light bus, please. Actually, no, I want some skyscrapers overlooking the sea. You could have some light stuff over there, I guess. That one will be dense. No, yes it will. I've decided. I mean, it's kind of impressive. Super Nintendo had what, like a 2.5 megahertz processor? I mean, it's kind of a lot of game, considering. Oh, I need the music. Yeah. Well, I didn't save last time. Actually, I think I did save last time. But I had spent all my money. And it was taking a year to get $1. I don't know, is this replacing the other city? I don't know if this has more than one save slot. Current data will disappear. I don't know. I'm afraid to say yes. Yeah, probably considering what the rest of this game is like, it probably only has one save state, or save slot. No one's going to Dumpberg Elementary. Oh, it's the graph music. How big's the city gonna be in 100 years? Okay. In 100 years, everyone will die. Police stations are needed. Are they? Man, I had that caffeine pill and I just want to go back to sleep. But I have to go to work. Are police stations needed? It's so much money. Where am I gonna put it? Wait, what is the church zoned on? Commercial? Oh, okay. Is this abandoned? Deserted building. Pollution. Middle. Does this auto-delete? Do I have to manually delete old buildings? What? Oh, there it goes. How is that zoned, though? I can't make it out. No? That was light residential? I guess. Oh, I hope these abandoned buildings rezone themselves. I don't want to have to blow them up manually, given how long everything takes. that. This music just keeps starting up and stopping. No! I didn't do that. Oh, the camera moved and threw me off. No! Music to torture foreign agents with. This is how I get back at the other mares. Music, come back. I would like some dense bus, please. Maybe some light bus, just kind of around. There's a couple corner stores. Was there ever a reason not to use dense everywhere? Like technically it is more expensive to zone, but it's mostly kind of just aesthetics. Like in real life, is there any reason to not make housing density as dense as it could be? Not really. You know, that is the more efficient way to go about it all. How do we connect this to the grid? Such a weird thing that they made this for the Super Nintendo. Actually, these should all probably connect to that, and then get rid of those other power lines that cross the street. Because I think they'd look bad. I don't need another electric plant. It's just not connected to the grid. Oh, wait. Are we getting brownouts? Oh my god, what happened to the coal plant? Wait, what happened? What do I do? Why is there no electricity utilization thing? Why is my power going down? What's my power like in 100 years? I mean, it's 1902. Do you really expect to have electricity in your house? In 100 years, I'll have no power. In 10 years, though, I'll have a surprising amount of power. But, like, what does that mean? Is that, like, total capacity? Current capacity? Utilization? It's just the number. I mean, it went up, ostensibly because I built the power plant, but then it went down because, like, the capacity on the plant is lower because it's 2 years old, or I can generate that much electricity and I'm currently using that much, which means something disconnected from the grid, maybe? Were all of these connections to the grid made via, like, one power line that no longer connects to anything? Is that what happened? Yes? No? Wait. I don't know. It's really not clear to me. Oh, never mind, it's fixed now. I just had to put the magic pole down. We want police! Wait, what? This is just... I want to be shaken... I'm going to be stopped and frisked and have a gun pointed at my back. Wow! Crime rates are jumping in Dumpburg, which cannot be tolerated. Citizens are horrified and leading their lives every day. Yeah, me too. Many people spend their free time in their houses and avoid taking a walk or going on a picnic in the park. Same. In this year, we often see... Oh, this is so long! We often see patients giving themselves a drip transfusion in front of hospitals in the city. They are forced out of the hospitals because beds are insufficient and consultation rooms are too narrow to accommodate this many patients. Why don't we make the consultation rooms bigger? Return to the hospital when you have finished your drip transfusion. Always saying that. If you get an IV in the year 1902 and then you just die of infection a month later. I don't have any money for a hospital. Why should I build a hospital if no one even wants to go to my school? Oh, 63 people do. Does it show me where the crime is? What does valid range mean? I guess the circle around it? I don't know what this means. What's a high crime area? The dark gray? Why would you have it be that color? And not like, I don't know, red. There's your police station. It doesn't look like anything. I also don't think it's connected to the grid. Or maybe it is and you have to pan the camera for it to update. I don't know. I think I have disasters turned off. Or maybe they're off by default? Oh no, they're not. They are on. Come on, police station. Get power. There, you did it. I don't have any money for a fire department. Citizens need fire station. That can't be my town. We've never caught fire. Mrs. Johnson has lost her house to fire last year, so she called the nearest fire station. We don't have a phone! But the answering phone in the station was out of order. She couldn't even leave a message. I get more and more concerned by this problem. This is not a news story. It is incredible that the mayor feels nothing if his citizens have lost their residences. Buddy, it's 1902. I'm just drunk in the mayor's house on, like, homemade moonshine. The problem of, quote, who will pay for the new fire station remains unsettled, but the citizens hope that Mayor Mayo PhD will manage to gather that money. Look, if they want the fire station so much, just pay me. It has been made clear that the unemployment ratio of Dumpburg is over the average. Great. My focus is only on roads and residences and not on working opportunities. It's true. I do love roads. Well, I gave you commercial. You're not using it. I gave you dense bus. Hey, it has that 1900s aesthetic of not having nuclear power. I don't know if it has anything else, though. Am I making money? Everyone just complains. Here's some dense bus. Which is not connected to the grid, I don't think. But that is. Oh, I wish these music loops were just slightly longer. This is killing me, dude. So comically short. Here, I'll give it a roundabout. And put some dense bus all in here. And then it's not gonna go. No, you're late for work. Not me. I don't even really have normal hours, but I have to go turn a laser on by 9 a.m. Honestly, if they just had one song and it played the whole time, but was like a minute or two, I would probably not mind. Or even if they just made this loop. Honestly. I don't even care if it's 15 seconds, just make it consistent. I mean, I could just not go to work and the only thing that happens is I make my life harder for myself. Not getting stuff done. but I don't think anybody particularly notices or cares. The schedule's just kind of whatever. Oh, it needs more industry. Is light industry always gross and polluting? Is this light industry? I think it is. It's just a bunch of substations and hazardous materials storage containers. Well, we don't really want that in the middle of this city, but I don't know where else I would put it. Why do you people need industry? Can't you just do without? I guess we could put it over here. Somewhere. I mean, I guess it is called Dumpburg. It's not called, I don't know, Recyclotown. Do I want dense industry in the middle of this? Not really. But it would probably be convenient. Just have a big patch of it in the middle. And then we'll just surround it with dense bus. It's a shame the game looks so much worse from this zoomed perspective, because it's definitely way easier to play. But like, what is this power line? Oh, I have a mayor's home. There. What's that sound? Oh, God. This game is an audio train wreck. I guess it incentivizes constantly building stuff. What did that say was needed? It probably needs another way to get here, honestly. Oh, I gotta blow that house up. Or maybe I don't. Oh, I do. Great. Why is that not connected to the grid? All the other ones are. What's the budget like? Oh, I make $138. That's not bad. I don't need to pay the police that much. How about a nice 75? Yeah. Okay. It's going great here on Dumpberg. I really want to spring for a very expensive bridge going to the mayor's house, but I bet it is like I could spring $675. How do I power the mayor's house though? We haven't invented anything. I guess I could have one hydroelectric plant, actually. Very durable. Is that even making power? I have no idea. This is a terrible camera angle. Counterclockwise? Is this connected? That's what I meant to do. Oh, the mayor's house should have water. Been skimping out on connecting things to the water grid. Or whatever it is. I think I had pipes here. Wonder what that looks like, because I've just been totally doing this blind. Oh, that's not the map. No. How does this reflect the display mode? What is this icon? It's like a boombox in a rear view mirror. Wait, what is this connected to? Are we just over capacity for that one plant, or is this not attached? I don't know. Oh, it doesn't automatically switch the view for you. Like, it doesn't use the L button, it doesn't use start and select, it doesn't use X and Y. There's so many other buttons you could potentially use to make any of this way smoother. And yet, they did not do it. How's this area doing? I guess we could put a pump over here. Oh, it's not connected to the grid. Does that connect to that? Probably not. There. Is there any way to get clean industry in this? As in, like, SimCity 2000? I know you can kind of cheese it in SimCity 3000 with enough incentives and, like, pumping the education really high. Do we have any ordinances for that? Promotional. Oh no, we're not paying money for that. Energy saving, anti-pollution, oops, not carnival. The debate contest is $2. Well, these all cost money, don't they? We don't even know what nuclear is. It's 1902. In Dumpburg. Why do those power lines not have any connection? But, like, only those. And not these other ones. I guess I should build more industrial, but I don't want to. Wait, what did this do? Industry. Oh! I really gotta pump the aerospace industry. Yeah, if you come up with planes in 1902... Only 4% tax. Erectronics! Tourism. Wait. What are these typos? Well, I don't want to tax electronics. Oh, God. How did you not catch these? Finance, aerospace, automotive, the rest of them are fine. Electronics is really good, though. No, it probably was a Japanese to English typo. I forget the developer for this. Oh, I want more industry. Okay. Well, I mean, the person who ported this was probably a Japanese developer. Well, you know, not like the person who ported it, but the company. I think it might have been... Actually, I don't know. I could save it and check. Saving data. Oh, I gotta go to work soon. I'm gonna make a thing for that and reload this real fast. It was made by Imagineer and HAL Laboratories. I don't know anything about Imagineer. But HAL is definitely Japanese. I don't know about Black Pearl either. Ouch. saved map. Why does this song not play? Also, I guess you only have one save slot. And then it just loads and the music immediately dies. That's very funny. Well, I have to go to work, so I'm gonna go and do that. Unfortunately. Maybe I'll play more of this later. Okay, bye. Thanks for hanging out.